Well, welcome today to this final matchup of the USL 2 regular season between CFC Atletico and Lane United FC. My name's Colin Box. I am excited to be with you today from Salem, Oregon, McCulloch Stadium. It's a balmy 88 degrees today here for the 2 p.m. kickoff. We're about just under 10 minutes away from kickoff here for, again, the finale, the last home match, the last match of the season for the 2023 season for CFC Atletico. An interesting matchup tonight, or this afternoon, for both sides. Atletico are sitting in fourth in the 6-team USL 2 Northwest Division with a record of 5 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw. It was the match on Wednesday of this last week that really determined the significance of today's match. Unfortunately, the only thing to play for tonight is pride, given that CFC lost an all-important game where they needed to win or draw against Ballard. They lost 3-1 on Wednesday night, and that put them out of playoff contention, unfortunately. They still would have needed some help, regardless of the result on Wednesday, from Coach Broadhead, last year's coach from Ballard, against Old Town, and they did get that help on Friday with United PDX beating Old Town. That would have set up a very intense game here for CFC fighting for a playoff spot, but unfortunately, that's not what happened based off of Wednesday's result. At this point, today is just a game for pride for both Lane and for CFC. No bearing on the results of the league. This will be the first time since 2019 that CFC is not going to be entering the playoffs for USL League 2. So an unfortunate end to the season for CFC, but an exciting matchup all the less here today between Lane United and CFC. One of the determining factors of this season this year has been CFC's home form. Unfortunately, out of the 5 games that they've played at home this season, they've only won 1 at home. All of their points have come on the road this season, or the majority of their points have, and so it's really been tough to play at home and to establish any kind of home rhythm, results here. We talked with Coach Wentworth last week, and he tried to turn last Wednesday into kind of an away day feel with mixing up and making the players feel uncomfortable, getting a little training session in the morning, some of those kind of things. But again, unfortunately, the result wasn't there, and Ballard were the better side for Wednesday's matchup. But CFC looking to get something from tonight's match. They've played Lane United now. This will be their 3rd time seeing Lane. They played them back-to-back, home and away, in their first 2 matches of the season. Their first matchup between Lane United and CFC was a 6-2 loss at home that ended, unfortunately, for CFC. But just a few days later, CFC went down to Eugene and won 1-0 to get them back on that side of the points. So far, 3 points to both sides, a split of fixtures, and this will determine the little rivalry between Lane and CFC today. A couple things to watch for today's match. Of note, Coach Wentworth actually is not present for today's match, so it'll be Coach Connie Constantin and Martin Maldonado who will be taking the helm. Maldonado did take the helm while Wentworth was serving a suspension about a week ago for one of their games, and he came up with an all-important away win versus Old Town. So Maldonado's 1-win, 0-loss record will be put to the test today, along with assistant coach Connie Constantin. Switching formation today for Atletico. They're moving from a 4-4-2 diamond formation to more of a 4-3-3. And we're going to take a pause here as we listen to the lineups being read by this PA announcer, and then I'll return with a few more facts as we get towards kickoff. So let's listen in and take a look at the lineups now read by the PA announcer, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Officials for today's match are Brian Claudes, David Shorey, Jordan Burks, and Ryan Young. And now the starting lineups. First for the visiting Lane United. In the goal, number 0, Willem Fychek. Defender number 2, Robin Terry. Defender number 5, Michael Hatcher. Midfielder number 7, Hugo Rodriguez. Midfielder number 8, Ethan Dow. Forward number 10, Wade Mutton. Midfielder number 11, Todd Walsh. Defender number 12, Harper Newberg. Forward number 21, Tommy Case. Forward number 22, Benjamin Foltz. Defender number 23, Scott Gustus. Lane United is coached by John Gallus. And now the starting lineup for your CFC Atletico. In the goal from Bonaventure University, number 0, Jules Deckers. Defender from University of Charleston, number 5, Francisco Anton. Midfielder from Florida National International University, number 10, Diego Castillo. Forward from Corbin University, number 13, Yuki Onishi. Forward from Florida International University, number 14, Fumiya Shiraishi. Defender from Oral Roberts University, number 18, Isaac Machado. Defender from Sacramento State, number 20, Brian Gutierrez. Midfielder from Western Oregon University, number 21, Jesus Eronimo. Forward from Sacramento State, number 28, Francisco Magana. Defender from Western Oregon University, number 32, Caleb Kiner. And midfielder from Corbin University, number 33, Alexis Luna. Atletico is coached this afternoon by Martin Maldonado and Coach Cody. We now ask that you please stand and remove your caps, turning your attention to the southeast corner of the field for the singing of our national anthem by Steve Pitzer. Oh, say can you see my love rolling high? What's so proudly hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose cross stripes and bright stars through perilous
once again for joining us today for the matchup between CFC and Lane United. This is the final match of the USL 2 season for those of you that are just joining us here from Salem, Oregon at beautiful McCulloch Stadium. Let's go through the starting lineup.
Just a few minutes away from kickoff. For the home side, CFC, we have number 0, Jules Descher, who's making his second start for the club. In the center of defense, we have Captain Anton, partnered with Caleb Kiner, number 32. On the right side, Brian Gutierrez gets the start, and Isaac Machado will be on the left-hand side. CFC opting for 3 in the midfield today with Alexis Luna, number 33, Geronimo, number 21, and Diego Castillo coming from Pachuca Academy to play with CFC this year, number 10 there. In the forward line, we have a familiar top 3 with Magana being the center forward, Onishi on the right-hand side, and Shirashi on the left side. A couple players to keep your eye on is Fumiya Shirashi, number 14. He's CFC's leading goal scorer this year, has been fantastic in 1v1 situations, looking to add to his goal count for the year. For the visiting Lane United, the lineup will be number 0, Fajcek starting in goal, Gustafsson and Hatcher, number 23 and number 5 respectively, pairing the center backs. Number 2, Robin Terry, keep an eye on him. He's been a standout, actually originally from Corbin University. You'll see him coming down that right-hand side, making lots of runs moving forward. On the left-hand side of defense, Newbeck, number 12. Walsh is number 11, sitting in as their defensive midfielder. Dowd and Rodriguez will be the partners in the center of the park. And then across the top line, left wing is Folks. Mutit will be in the center, and then the captain, Tommy Case, number 21 on the right-hand side. Keep an eye out for number 10, Lane's leading goal scorer, Mutit. He will be something to deal with for CFC this afternoon. As we pause to take a moment of silence here, right before kickoff from Salem, Oregon. And we're off here in Salem, Oregon. Lane United in the light blue kits with green shorts, playing from your left to right. CFC in the all red, playing from right to left here on the turf at McCulloch Stadium. 88 degrees currently, and has to be a little bit hotter on the turf there for the players. This is a hot one here to finish off the season, as Lane with the early possession, finding the feet of Mutit. Lane offering an early attack here forward into the feet of Case, who opts to go wide, but that is going to be whistled for offside here, as Lane gets the first opportunity to move forward. Quickly picked up back by Lane, and CFC in trouble early here. Little sluggish start for CFC. Ball just chipped into Lane and goes out for a goal kick. Slow start here for CFC, only a minute into playing here. They did have a little bit of a slow start last week, or in their last match against Ballard, going down early in that match as well. So CFC really needed to get some rhythm going here early, as the ball finds the feet of the local boy Caleb Kiner. Kiner, who grew up playing here at CFC in the youth squads, and a native of Dallas, Oregon. Here's the captain, Anton, with the ball at his feet. He opts to go forward looking for Machado, but it's knotted out of play.
Okay, I got you set up.
Terry with a nice touch, and the ball goes forward, but
I'll be here for about 10 more minutes.
quicker than Case to the ball.
Okay.
This is Descher, who plays the ball, goalkeeper for CFC. This is only his second start of the season, coming from St. Bonaventure. and originally from Paris, France. Deschere, coming back from a hand injury, was supposed to feature a little bit more this season, but unfortunately his recovery has meant that he hasn't had much to do this summer, and this will just be his second start, looking to build on confidence moving forward. Looks like a handball there, as a good look from Castillo to go forward to Yuki Onishi. Onishi had a brilliant goal in the last match, an individual effort. Sharpshooter from far away. Here is Shiriashi, 1v1 versus Terry. Terry deals with it, but it's going to be a CFC corner. First corner of the match for CFC now. Ball coming in now. Oh. Referee didn't like something. Not exactly sure. I think he wanted it inside the arc there.
He's got to retake the corner.
So we're going to see another corner here from Shirashi. Not a lot of size in this CFC squad. Haven't done well with set pieces so far, as ball coming in from Onishi, opting for a short corner. And it looks like a foul called here on CFC, and Lane will pick the ball up. CFC sits in 4th place in the 6-team USL Northwest Division. They were in 3rd place as of last time, and they're actually tied on points with United PDX. So a result here today could move them into 3rd place, but unfortunately it's just the top 2 from the division that qualify for playoffs. Again, just playing for pride here. Both sides just playing for pride, as Lane sits in 5th place. Lane were off to a blazing start, scoring 13 goals in their first 3 matches of the USL League 2 season, but have struggled since then. Their last win, you have to go back to June 2nd for their last win, a 5-2 win versus United PDX. Since then, they their record on the season so far: 2 wins, 5 losses, and 4 draws. Coach Gallus, John Gallus, back for a full season this year after taking the helm late last season with a last-minute coaching change. Would have been looking for a little bit more from this season, but after a real quick start, they've really created quite a few chances, Lane, but have really struggled to make any of those count as the season has worn on. This is Kiner again. Back to Deschere. CFC now getting a little possession after those first opening minutes with Lane on the front foot. CFC dispossessed. And here's Case, captain for Lane. Almost finds his way through, but the touch was a little bit too far, and Deschere's happy to see that roll into his feet. Geronimo outside to Machado. Anton opting to go long. That's Magana's going to chase that down, but Hatcher is able to deal with it. You know, one thing that CFC has done quite a bit of this year is play kind of around on the wings, but they haven't really been able to find the feet of their center forward. I think one of the keys for today's match is if they're going to be able to find the feet of Magana, be able to have kind of 2 different options, both being able to put the ball over the top or around the wings, but also be able to play to the feet of Magana. That's something that's really been missing from their season so far. Here's Case for the visitors. This is Rodriguez. And then Gustafsson advances the ball out to Neubeck on the wing. Back to Rodriguez. Lane with some good passing here. Good possession, looking and probing for an opportunity. Case cutting inside. Shot comes with the left foot. It just spun a little bit wide, but you can see what the idea was from Case. A good series of passes there from Lane, ending with a good chance for the visitors. Coach Gallus will be excited and hopeful about what he sees there.
Time hatch. Time. Caleb left.
Lane now with the ball looking to build. White to Case. Right back Terry. That's a good tackle from Geronimo, who maintains possession for CFC. Back to Anton from Spain to his Salem counterpart, Caleb Kiner. Anton with space to advance the ball. Plays into the feet of Magana, who lays it off, unfortunately, too direct to the feet of Lane, who have now an opportunity to catch CFC a little bit disorganized, going out wide. Good defending there from Gutierrez. It's good from Anton. They're allowing Anton for CFC to be able to advance forward, and there he was able to find the feet of Magana, so that's a good early sign for CFC there. Castillo, good little footwork there to get past his mark. Here's Terry playing wide to Case. Case with the long switch. He is able to find his counterpart there. Dangerous moments, but not able to make anything of it is Lane. Nice little touch there from Castillo. But Geronimo loses out to Case, and now it's Lane with an opportunity. Here's Onishi to Castillo. Now CFC with the opportunity. Castillo looks long, but unfortunately it's too long. Terry White to Case. Tommy Case, really a key part of this Lane United squad, returning from last year, and has made his mark again, looking to get the ball into his feet and really be kind of their player their playmaker who's really starting some of these attacks. This is Mutit, the leading goal scorer for Lane, who plays out wide. It's a couple times now that they've been able to play all the way out to Folks, but Folks yet to get anything of really substantial threat into the box there from that position outside. Magana holds it up well. Shirashi can't get to the end of that. It's over 10 minutes now that has been played. Both sides kind of settling into what this game is going to look like. Even so far. This is Swider, good touch, laid off. A difficult ball into Magana, who does well to keep it, but unfortunately that bounces off of Castillo. That's good work from Anton, but well won back by Dowd, who now plays it into Lane. Wow. think that was Mutit who just tapped it over, and I think it just went over the top. What a golden opportunity for Lane. That's really good initial work from Anton, but then to give the ball away to Dowd in that spot led to such a, I mean, the most dangerous opportunity of the match so far. Lane really going to be disappointed and kicking themselves with not getting something out of a golden opportunity there. So warning shot fired from Lane. It's going to be a high float for Swider.
Shave, Fred! Big, come on!
So Lane with probably the best opportunity so far. Gathers possession again. Good ball, little layoff from Case. Just shares quick to it. Over here is Coach Maldonado, a little change of positioning now with Onishi coming into the midfield and Swider going out to play that right wing position. Maldonado seeing that the center midfield, something needs to be changed there. That's really been an area for CFC where they've struggled this year. Just not a lot of ability to control the center of the park. But this is off the crossbar from Onishi. The Japanese connection there from Fumiya Shirashi to Yuki. And I don't know how that didn't go into the back of the net.
Check right. Just up your shoulders,
Anton tackles and wins it, but it's holding his face, asking for something. Looked like he got hit in some manner. But now here's an errant shot there from that left wing from Fultz. You can see what CFC's wanting to do with Shirashi, number 14, coming in from the left wing side, finding that pocket of space. He's become that extra player to overload this left-hand side, and that was just a golden opportunity there for CFC. And I think one of the keys for CFC is going to be that change from as the ball goes out of play. Desher, happy to see that go wide of his post. I think one of the keys for CFC is going to be able to vary between playing into the feet of Magana, playing into the feet of Shirashi, to Swider, into their feet in between the lines, as well as playing that ball over the top. They've really done their best job when they've kind of gone back and forth between those two options. They've had a tendency to get caught into hopeful balls over the top from time to time, and that's where they've looked not at their best, but they definitely have the players with individual ability to make something special happen very, very quickly. Shirashi wanting a better ball from his goalkeeper Desher, as Terry for Lane puts the ball back into play. Magana, that's going to be last touched by a Lane player, so that'll be a CFC throw. Magana asking for the foul, and he gets it. Hatcher so far has been all over Magana, and again, that's going to be a key matchup here for the Reds.
Big one, boys, big one. Work hard.
Too casual from Swider, who now here's the ball over the top, but Anton slips. Wow. Wow, wow. And a quick giveaway turns into an opportunity for Lane that they bury, but luckily, referee viewed that as a foul on Anton. Could have easily just been counted as a slip, but that is a get out of jail card for CFC there. This shaping up to be kind of a game of mistakes for both Lane and CFC. Who's going to make that critical mistake that leads to a goal? Both sides having a couple that they've had so far.
Amazing, amazing. Hard shoulder, hard shoulder. Time.
Anton gets the ball back started here. Anton's been a great player for the squad here this summer, both on the field and away from the field. Good ball out to Swider. As I was saying, Anton, captain, originally from Spain, has also worked with the club with a couple different teams, coaching with the youth teams here at CFC. He had quite the fan base at this last match with a boys team and a girls team, but the girls a couple of tears as they're saying goodbye to their coach. There's a yellow card now issued to Terry.
Your yellow card looks green.
Really strong challenge on Onishi. Terry goes in the book here.
Watch the big switch. Get on line,
Both Anton for CFC as well as Tomas Muller, who unfortunately is injured after what appears to be maybe a broken rib in the last match. Originally from Argentina, Muller and Anton both have served the club as coaches this summer, and been great additions to the Salem community and the CFC community this year. It's been a great thing for Salem soccer and for the community here to have the quality of players, the quality of people that are coming into our community through this team here. There's a good work here from Gutierrez. Cut out there by Lane. This is Gustafsson opting to play to his partner in the back, Hatcher. Give it away here. Onishi able to get it to Swider, and the punch away. Swider looked as if he was surprised that the ball even made it out that far, and a little hesitation. Goalkeeper able to get his fist to it and just punch it away. Again, something out of not much there, where CFC ends with really a great chance with nothing coming of it, unfortunately. Anton now allowed to move forward to Castillo, who will find Gutierrez. Plenty of space being allowed for Kiner and Anton to drive forward. Not much pressure from Lane being applied to these two back players. They're happy to sit in and invite that forward run, maybe looking for that counterattack there to get them out of position. There's a handball given now. It's a good ball into the feet of Rodriguez. Here's Case. Case has found himself a little bit further wide And that's a few times now that he's looked all the way across the field, but he's getting pushed a little further and further wide, which I think CFC will be happy about. Anton again allowed to come into the center of the field. Now opts long, but Terry able to deal with it with his head. Again, no pressure coming onto the center backs of CFC, so they're allowed to move forward. Here's Machado for CFC. Great win from Magana. Swidert almost able to get on the end of it. Gutierrez almost gathers it, but it is going to go out into touch for a Lane United throw. Well cut out by Geronimo, can't keep it, but he wins it back. Geronimo hasn't played a whole lot for CFC so far, with Reese Davies being the one who's made most of the appearance in that number 6 position. Shirashi tries to sneak that ball in there, but well cut out by Lane. But Geronimo taking up the number 6 position for CFC this game seems to be settling in pretty well. Here's Kiner again allowed to move forward. CFC can definitely use that extra number, make something of it. Lane just happy to see CFC advance. Happy to stay put. Hopeful pass there from Kiner. I think Lane will be happy with that. That's what they're looking for, is just for CFC to force that pass into the middle and regain possession, or force a turnover that turns into a counterattack. Both sides also probably a little bit conscious of how hot it is out there on the turf. 88 degrees, but must be 10 to 15 degrees hotter on the turf there for the players. Now Lane with an opportunity. Good little touch back to Rodriguez. Out wide now to Newbeck. Space and time here for Lane, who takes a shot. But Desher didn't look worried at all about that one. Confident to watch that ball go wide. When Lane has been building up, they've been looking to go out to that left-hand side quite a bit, or switching play into the left, and haven't really been super effective that way. Their most effective moments have come on those quick counterattacks, 1 and 2 passes that have put CFC in a lot of trouble, or where Case and Dowd have picked that ball up on this right-hand side. Yet to really get anything going down this left-hand side yet. I have to say CFC have looked a lot stronger in the midfield 3 as Castillo picks the ball up here. Opportunity to slip Shirashi through. Shirashi 1v1. Loves the 1v1 situation. Back to Castillo. Castillo slips Shirashi, and Shirashi over the top of the bar. What a great opportunity. Good combination play between Castillo and Shirashi. Both players loving to do that. Going to be teammates at FIU next year with Castillo transferring in. You're going to see that combination happening, I think, this fall. Another good opportunity for CFC there. I think either goalkeeper yet has had to face a shot on goal, but a couple of good opportunities for both sides. Hard to really say if one team edges ahead of the other at this point, as we're in the 27th minute of play, about halfway through this first half. Terry, that right back who likes to get forward, dispossessed. Castillo looks for That's Onishi out on the right side. Beats his mark, knocks it into the middle, but well dealt with by Lane. Now it's Lane with an opportunity with time and space to move forward. Machado able to force Lane back and slow play down. This is Rodriguez now, though, and Lane, oh, that's unfortunate from Mutit to go underneath his feet because Lane there had numbers. CFC kind of caught sleeping there after that attack, really struggling in that transition from attacking to defending and caught with numbers there. That's something to look for as this game continues to develop. Anton again allowed to move forward, looking for the long ball. He's able this time to find Shirashi. What a touch with outside of the right boot, but that's whistled for offside. That's a foul given, quickly taken by Lane. Here's Rodriguez. Out to Case. Case and this is Mutit looking to get into the middle. It does fall to the feet, and what a save from Desher. Ball still in play. What a save. Amazing. I think everybody's just a little bit in shock that didn't find the back of the net. Incredible stop from the new goalkeeper for CFC. Lane, again, finding themselves wondering how did they not find themselves one up in this match. Now another opportunity here for Case. Looking to slip the ball into Mutit. But a foul given on Kiner. Wow, what a save from Desher as the ball comes across, and it's the referee. He's going to signal for a water break, given the water break for the players here. We find ourselves 30 minutes into this first half. I think everybody just a little bit stunned still that Lane. Desher was able to keep that ball out of the back of the net for CFC. Both sides with threatening opportunities here. Both coaches give a couple words to each of their sides. I think, you know, if I was in Lane's shoes, I would be saying as Coach Gallus, you know, they've created some great opportunities. They need to continue to do those. I would be asking the players to keep playing through the feet of Case, getting Dowd onto the ball on that right-hand side, swinging that ball into the middle of playing and looking to capitalize on that transition. If they can continue to capitalize on that transition, that'll be a real great opportunity for Lane to continue to go forward.
There's that last play of that near goal.
Let's take a look again at that almost goal here, and that what a wonder save from Desher. Let's take a look here now. That ball crossed in by Mutit. Little touch. And Desher, the reaction save, just to push it outside of the goal there. Ball stays into play. What a great opportunity there for Lane and Desher. What a great save. So we're about to get back to the match here, but again, Lane, lots to be excited about, but CFC also has had their chances. They've had a few good opportunities. Again, if I was coaching CFC's side, I would continue to ask them to play into the feet. When Castillo gets on the ball, when Fumiya gets onto the ball, Shirashi, they've looked really, really good getting to play in. They don't want to get caught just playing the ball over the top too much. Magana needs to continue to hold that ball up as their center forward there. Allow the players to get around him and get those creative players on the ball. So good opportunities there for both sides, I'd say, as we're close to a restart here. They've got to be careful, though, CFC. Those quick transitions when they turn the ball over, that's been very, very dangerous for them so far. So an interesting game so far, 0-0 for both sides. Again, this game doesn't have any bearing on the stands, the table for either side, but plenty to play for in terms of pride and this little rivalry between Salem and Eugene this afternoon. And we're back underway after the stoppage for a water break. Anton allowed to go forward. Tough ball for Magana. That's a great tackle from Machado. Oh, ref didn't see it that way.
Isaac, you need to cover front. Don't go.
My watch is showing now it's up to 90 degrees, so we're just getting hotter this afternoon here from Salem, Oregon at McCulloch Stadium. I want to say thank you to CC Media for broadcasting today's matchup. They've been faithful to us to broadcast the last several matches of the season here and also some of the USLW matches from last season. As a foul given on Anton in a dangerous position here for Lane. See if they can capitalize on something here. Case will be the one for Lane that takes the free kick. Ball comes into the back post and safely into the hands of Descher, who towers over pretty much everybody out on the field there. Easy save there. Now over to Machado. Here's Castillo. Cheeky little pass through the legs of Dowd. Into Magana, who wins the ball. A little frustrated because that's a good win, good opportunity. Hasn't played much with his counterpart on that right-hand side, Swider. Now Gutierrez. Out to Swider. Back to Gutierrez. Oh, slips his man Gutierrez. Can he get in? What a run. Outside the foot pass into the middle. Cut out, but here's Swider with the shot. Just wide. That's a great run from right back Brian Gutierrez from Sacramento. Sacramento State University heading back there shortly. Great little slip past his defender, beating a couple men, and that outside of the foot pass just wasn't able to connect there. Good opportunity there from CFC. Lane allowed to advance, and lots of room now down the right side into the middle, all the way across to Case. Play's not done yet. Case against Machado. Slips it in to Dowd, but good defending there from Geronimo, who says anywhere will do. And a miss kick. Well dealt with by Hatcher, who again goes out wide. Hatcher continuing his run. This is Mutit, who finds himself on the ball, looks to turn, and that's going to go out for a goal kick. You can see both teams kind of not too willing to press, letting the game come to them, choosing their moments. Anton again to Shirashi down this left-hand side. 1v1 versus Terry. This is what Shirashi likes. They're going to double team him. And that's going to go out into touch for a corner. That's been a pattern now with CFC's Anton finding that ball out to the left side to Shirashi. Shirashi, one of the most dynamic players in those 1v1 situations. You can see Lane was quick to bring two players in to mark 1 versus 2 there. And it will be Shirashi who's going to whip this one in at the corner. Ball comes into the back post. Well dealt with by Lane, but not far enough now. Here's Onishi. Now Lane with an opportunity to counter. Space now for Lane. That's Dowd, who plays it out wide to Rodriguez. 1v1 for Rodriguez, who takes the shot. Another great save from Descher. Safe hands. Desher settling in on second start, making a couple good saves. That'll be great for his confidence as he makes his return to competitive play. Trouble not gone yet for CFC. Oh, and Lane just caught on top of the ball there. I'm not sure who that was, but just caught on top there. Still on. Easy one there for Machado to nod back to the goalkeeper, Desher. Desher with a good save there. You know, Desher, I'm not sure quite how he is. He's quite a bit taller than me, that's for sure, but he's made that one look maybe a little more difficult than it actually was. Less than 10 minutes now of the first half here for today's match. Here's Castillo for CFC, allowed to move forward, but cut out by Lane. Important win there from Anton. If he would have won that, they would have been through Lane. Kiner, again, plenty of time to move forward. Lane just inviting them to come. Foul given. Good turn by Mutit here. Ball goes wide to Case. 1v1 here, Case. Once again cutting into that left foot, but unable to find the target there. CFC happy to see that ball. Once it comes into the middle there, happy to see it go out wide once again. That's good defending. They'll be happy seeing that happen. Here's Swider with a good turn. Good little combo there to Castillo if he can get onto it. But that's cut out there by Newbeck. CFC's defending has improved a little bit, I'd say, through this half. They've been settling into these positions. A couple new players into this side, not used to playing with each other necessarily. That's one of the unique things about USL League 2. You tend to have a little bit different roster from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, just because of the nature of most of these players are playing at their universities. Some of them, the universities are on semesters, some are on quarters, getting out at different times, whether in May or in June, some having to return a little bit early. Actually, one of the players not with CFC's Atletico the last couple of games is Yutaro, as this ball slipped in, but almost dealt with. Oh! And that's Folks who's able to get on the end of that and just slip it past Desher, who's caught diving the opposite way. It's Lane who takes the lead here in the 41st minute off of a goal from Folks, not dealt with quite by Gutierrez. And Folks allowed to shoot. Takes the wind out of the sails of CFC, who've really been a little bit on the front foot, I'd say, in the last about 10 minutes or so. So difficult one to handle there. Again, you know, I think this game is really a game of mistakes, and unfortunately that's what it's come down to here, is a mistake in the back, not properly dealt with there. Leads to a shot on goal. Desher caught diving the opposite way and easily slid into the back of the net by Lane's number 22, Folks. Let's see what kind of a reaction then comes from CFC. Still a little less than 4 minutes to play in this first half. Again, the game has been fairly even so far. Lane excited now, pressing a little bit harder than they have for a bit, and they are rewarded. Here's Folks out to Mutit, has a top opportunity to shoot. Desher with the save, not all the way done. And it's Case who takes the shot, and that goes wide. Nervy moments here for CFC as Lane filled with a little bit of confidence, getting their first goal here. Anton now allowed to go forward, finding that kind of predictable ball he's been playing. A little bit of frustration on the face of Anton. A little miscommunication there between the two.
Something different. Why are we doing the same thing all over again?
Here's Shirashi, able to beat one. Can he beat him again? Gets to the byline, and it's going to be given for a corner kick. Lots of corners coming for CFC on this side. They haven't been able to capitalize on any of them so far, but this one be a little different? Shirashi will be the one to swing it in. Ball in just past Anton, but cleared away by Lane. Here's Onishi. Again, lots of time for CFC if they like it. They have plenty of space there. Here's Gutierrez. Opts to shoot. It's blocked. Little layup from Case into the space of Dowd, who now launches Lane on another counterattack. 3 versus 2. A little wide to Case, who swings it back in, and what a finish. That puts Lane 2-0 up on the afternoon. Another good counterattack from Lane. Case with the first time cross back in. And a good first time finish. Well, disappointing for CFC to have 2 goals in the span of just under 5 minutes happen here at the end of this half. It's been a good half for them with chances going both ways, but now finding themselves down 2-0 as we enter into stoppage time of this first half. Not much time for a response here in the first half. We'll see what the referee says here shortly for how much time we have to play here in the first half. But give credit to Lane where credit is due. They've set themselves up to find those counters, and they've done well. Foul is given here. Referee wasn't satisfied. The ball was still moving, so we're going to see a restart here. Restart comes for CFC. Here's Castillo. Castillo out to Machado. So just hearing over the PA that there's going to be 3 minutes of stoppage time here. 3 minutes. The ball goes out to Gutierrez. Looking to find him back in. They are able to connect. And that's going to go. Referee gives a goal kick there. Tough to say. Gutierrez wanted to see a corner out of that. Gutierrez has looked dangerous. He's had a couple good runs down that right-hand side, been able to beat his mark and knock the ball into the center there. But it really has been these transitions that have killed CFC so far. And that's going to be the end of the first half of play. Score at the half is the home side CFC Atletico 0, Lane United FC 2. 2 late goals from Lane United after a pretty even first 40 minutes of play see the home side down 2-0.
Here's the second goal.
We're going to see a replay here of that second goal. Let's take a look now. This was the highlight of just an opportunity there for CFC, but here comes this second goal. Ball was played out wide to Case. First time cross in and a good finish there to see Lane go up 1-0 or 2-0. That's Folks who was on the end of that. Good transition play there from Lane United. So again, Lane United up 2-0 at the half. Pretty even play. DeShare kept them in with a fantastic save there early, or about halfway through that first half. And it really has been, unfortunately, Lane United who's taken advantage of this game with 5 minutes left in that first half. So we'll see what comes of the second half here for both sides. Lane, I think Coach Gallus is pretty satisfied with where his team sits. He's got to shore up things a little bit because CFC has had a few good opportunities that they haven't been able to capitalize on. But to see themselves 2-0 up on the road against rival side CFC is a great spot to be. You might look to see him shut things down, maybe play it a little bit more, park the bus in a sense for a little bit more, allow them to advance and continue to play that counterattack because that's been really effective for them so far. For Atletico, changes I would say for the second half for them, it's really unfortunately a lot about confidence. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few changes from Atletico, given that, one, it is a game that essentially has no bearing on the results of the season, and you might see some newcomers in, but you also might want to see, I think I would be looking to see, it's a confidence issue in some ways for the side. You saw their heads go down just a little bit. It's been a rough grind of the season and really difficult. So honestly, it's more about that confidence and really what are they going to do to eliminate mistakes and shore up that transition from when they lose the ball. It's really been a couple of chances that CFC has had that then have gone into opportunities for Lane down the field. So, it's been a great first half, entertaining first half of football. We're going to take a break here for just a few minutes. Again, I want to say thank you to CC Media for broadcasting this game for us. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back just a few minutes before halftime here in about 15 minutes, and we'll watch this second half of this game. So thanks and stay tuned.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
What does your cell phone mean to you?
My cell phone feels like an escape from just everything that I feel like just around me. I'm able to, if there's problems like in my world, I can just look at my cell phone and I can just escape from it.
I can text my parents in case I need to, and I also play games on it in case I'm like bored and stuff, like watch shows in the car, because we take trips, so. And then I also use it to text my friends in case we want to do something together, or also just talk or hang.
I use it to communicate with my friends and look at my grades and check emails, but I also use it for entertainment purposes, and everything else that I need is at the touch of a button.
I guess it means a lot to me, because especially during the pandemic, I couldn't really talk to a lot of people, and so it just gave me an outlet to communicate and see what other people were up to in the world.
It's usually just a way for me to like communicate with other people who aren't with me right now, like my friends and my family.
I get to keep in contact with like my family and friends who live out of state, and like my best friend lives in Washington, so I get to like talk to her every morning when she's walking to the bus stop and things like that. So it's nice to like get to talk to her quite often.
My cell phone for me is sort of an outlet. It can distract me from stuff that's happening in the real world, and it helps me connect with my friends. It helps me put myself out there, and it just can help me with nearly anything.
I can stay connected with my friends and family, like on social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok.
Well, it means to talk to my friends and family and, well, just to play games, you know, and just to text comments to my sister.
It's a way to connect me to others, and that can be a really good and positive thing. It's also a really good way to get information or things that could help with homework. But sometimes it can also be detrimental for the same reason. Sharing really personal things all the time can be harmful in the long term.
My cell phone means that I can communicate with my friends and family and like keep in touch and find wherever I need to go and help me not get lost and control my anxiety, so I know where people are and so people can find me.
What is the one rule you would make about cell phones or social media for everyone to follow?
No rules.
Punish people that spread nudes. It happens all the time, but no one ever does anything.
No bullying.
Don't say things online that you wouldn't say to their face.
Everyone needs to be real and verified. Like, sometimes people just pretend to be someone else.
Do you know what the word dox means?
I don't think so. I know Google Docs. I don't know that's it.
Docs?
D-O-X.
No.
No.
Take someone's identity, usually on the internet, and do something to make their identity look worse.
I don't know what dox means.
I do not.
It means to get someone's personal information, specifically where they live, from online.
Docs. Not exactly, no.
Usually I only spend a couple hours on my phone, maybe like 3 or so.
Never share personal information.
Don't read comments. You can't control what people say, so it's better to ignore the hate.
Kids just want to connect and talk.
I spent 30 hours a week on my phone last time I checked.
I see my dad on his phone all day at home.
When my mom was driving me to school, we got hit because a girl was on her phone.
Adults need to understand that kids are living in a different world. Pay attention.
For information promoting healthy online choices, visit irespectandprotect.com.
Hi, I'm Megan from Capital Community Media. I know there have been a lot of changes at CC Media in the last year, but I'm here to tell you about the coolest one. It's your community radio station of the Mid-Willamette Valley, KMWV 98.3. Check it out, and I'll see you soon.
Hey, Salem!
Today we're celebrating the completion of Ed Davison Field, which is the first of a series of improvements that we're making at our youth sports complex, Pioneer Sports Park. So we're really excited to see the turf come out and everybody who's out here today. I played here when it was mud and dirt from all the way when I was 5 years old all the way till now. And so to see this space and what it represents for our kids, the economic impact that it brings to our community in terms of kids and families coming in to play sports and do these things, it's just a huge investment into the kids in our community. If you want more information, you can visit cfcsalem.com.
And Lane United. CFC find themselves down 2-0 at the half. Let's take a look at a couple of the highlights from that first half before we get into this second half here from McCulloch Stadium in Salem, Oregon. So this one, ball slipped through by Castillo to Fumiya Shirashi just over the top here. An opportunity here halfway through. This was the good save from Desher, who was able to keep CFC the game tied at 0-0 about halfway through that first half. And then another great save from Desher. This one was where Gutierrez, the first goal for Lane United, Gutierrez unable to deal with it, and it's Folks who was able to take Lane United up 1-0 in the 41st minute. And then the second goal from Lane, that's a ball in from Case, and Folks once again putting Lane up 2-0, and that's where we find ourselves sitting here at halftime. CFC down 2-0 as the teams just start to take the field. Let's see what CFC's response is going to be today, this afternoon. A couple stats for you. Shots, Lane United had 12 shots in that first half. CFC with 4. No saves for Lane United's goalkeeper, with 3 saves from Desher. 3 corners that came with none for Lane. And then the fouls, home side, that's CFC 7 fouls to the visitors 5 fouls. Just 2 offsides for Lane and 1 offside for CFC. So the big story is 12 shots for the visitors, no saves, and that's really the name of the game here. Lane able to finish their chances. They've been able to take their opportunities well, and I think we're going to see a couple changes. It looks like maybe, well, I don't know. We're seeing the sides here just get ready to go as we start. We get ready to go here for the second half. But again, Lane has done a great job capitalizing on the mistakes of CFC and creating some good opportunities for themselves. A little concerning to see what kind of a response we're going to have from CFC. It looked like their heads just went down after that first goal. Frustration again at home. It's been only one home win and 4 losses so far at home, with CFC's points almost exclusively coming on the road. It's their home form that's really let them down this season. They find themselves in 4th place, tied for 3rd on points, but 4th place on the tiebreakers. This could put them into position to get into 4th. But right now, Lane looking to spoil things for CFC once again at home. 2-0 up as we get close to starting and get this second half underway here from McCulloch Stadium. 90 degrees here at halftime, and here we go, underway in the second half. Again, CFC in the red, playing from left to right now, with Lane United in their blue. And here's Shirashi with the quick start. Plays the ball into Castillo, who's to Magana, who dummies it, but it's not able to get all the way through to Onishi. Now it's Lane who's looking to counter once again. So a quick, good, positive start there from CFC. That's been unusual for them. This season they've really had a slow start to several of their games, but that's a good opening moment that they'll be excited about. Must have been a good halftime talk for their fill-in coach, Coach Martin Maldonado today. He took over, assistant coach, he took over for Coach Wentworth while he was serving his game suspension in a critical game versus Oletown just a little over a week ago. So his USL2 record is 1 win and 0 losses. That record in jeopardy this afternoon. It looks like there's been 1 change on the field for CFC. I'm trying to gather what it is. I think it's Batelli that's come in for CFC. Fernando Batelli, number 35, has come into the midfield as CFC switches to a double pivot as opposed to just the number 6. It looks like with Batelli sliding in next to Geronimo, that he's taking number 24, Chris Swider's position, pushing Onishi back out onto the right wing. So it's Geronimo and number 35, Batelli, coming on. Smart change from Maldonado, looking to play with 2 players as those holding midfielders, maybe to give them a little bit more security in that transition play. Castillo picks the ball up for CFC, out to Magana. Back to Magana. Cut out by Terry. And here's that dangerous counter now from Lane, this time well dealt with by CFC. Onishi's header over the top. Anton chasing, able to deal with it. Good ball into Onishi. Here's Batelli, a little 1-2. Onishi slows play up and moves the ball out to Machado. I don't see any changes here for Lane United. Looks like they liked what they saw from that first half and are continuing with the same 11. Now here's Shirashi 1v1 on the left-hand side. Gets the ball in, and I think that's the first touch of the game for Lane United's goalkeeper, Fajcek. Couple chances now there for Shirashi in this first half, but a bright start from CFC. Terry again for Lane, getting forward quite a bit. errant ball from Gutierrez looking for Castillo, it looks like. Castillo able to play a little bit more forward in more of a number 10 position for CFC now with Batelli and Geronimo playing 2 behind him. That'll give a little bit more security for the home side in transition. To share a shaky moment there. There's a lot he could have done with that, but just knocks it back straight to the feet of Lane. And it's Desher who has to make another save versus Foltz, who's on a hat trick here, feeling it. And out for a corner kick, first corner kick of the match for Lane United. Ball coming in from Lane. To the back post, over everyone. Picked up by Dowd. Ball comes back in, but it's Batelli who cuts it out, moving the ball forward here. Shirashi gets on the end of it. He's got 2 to beat if he can. Onishi is on the right-hand side, but it's Castillo with the overlap. Castillo with space. Looking to find Magana, but it's cut out well by Gustafsson. Good opportunity there from CFC, but now it's Lane with space to go back the opposite way. Batelli has done well, making an instant impact there and making some good passes. Batelli from Willamette University, plays with Willamette University here in Salem, Oregon, so familiar territory for him. Ball goes out wide on the right to Gutierrez. Not many options here. Onishi opting to go back to Kiner. Kiner to Batelli, out wide to Anton. Again, Lane, kind of as predicted, they're sitting back just a little bit more, asking for CFC to play through them. And it's Fisek who comes out to cut that one out. A little bit a difficult one to get on the end of there, but Lane United inviting the pressure, happy to sit back, allow possession for CFC behind the play, and then just close things off as it gets closer into the danger area. Good tackle by Anton. Anton wanted a red throw, but it goes to Lane, and he has to hustle back into position. Change of shape, though, has started to benefit CFC in the second half. They've looked a little bit better. Lane picks up the ball out wide to Neubeck. And it is going to be a foul given.
You keep by yourself, by yourself. You keep by yourself.
Not necessary for Onishi to make that foul there. He's going away from play, double teamed. There's no reason to make that foul there. It's unfortunate because now a dangerous position here for Lane. Good opportunity for them. Puts CFC in a dangerous spot.
Tight, come on, tight. Right, you see, right. More. White line. Again, stop. White line. Hey, we don't need to play with the same. Hey, somebody be ready to go.
Desher ready, short corner taken. Short kick rather, but nothing doing there. And easy one for CFC, but it's going to go out of play. I think luckily that man might have actually gone off of Onishi. Just a little too casual there from CFC. Onishi, who is originally from Japan but spent his time playing at Corbin University. Now it's Lane with Case with the ball. Ball back to Dowd, out to Rodriguez. Finds its way out to Neubeck on the left-hand side. Familiar positions here for Lane. Well cut out there by Geronimo, who's got to get rid of it here. And is able to win a CFC throw. Well, after an opening few minutes of danger, Lane has adjusted a little bit and has well dealt with the last few minutes. Hard pressure coming from Magana. Machado cuts it out. That's good. Good win back. Opportunity here now for the overlap as Onishi, or sorry, that's Fumiya Shirashi with the ball. Cross comes in. And Magana is frustrated because he thinks that that's a corner. But it looks like his frustration leads to a yellow card for dissent. And Magana's got to be careful here. He doesn't need to get himself into any more trouble because he's already said something that the referee doesn't like. He's, you know, as a center forward like that, sometimes you're just dealing with scraps all day long, and I think that might be signs of a little bit of that frustration coming through because it's really not been a great, it's not been very glamorous for him up there, up top. Rodriguez with time to turn, but well cut out by Batelli. Overload here for Lane on the right-hand side. It's two CFC players who find themselves in position to win it. Anton, great pass to Onishi. Onishi with space. Can he shoot? He does. It's through the goalkeeper, but cleared away. Great play by Anton to get the ball out to Onishi. Onishi's shot actually went through the hands of the goalkeeper. And we're going to have a quick stoppage here as Lane makes a couple changes. And the Lane players are happy to just walk off the field here. It looks like a couple players coming on. It's going to be number 3 and number 6 for... It looks like Walsh is coming out and Newbeck. Let's take a look at that replay here. Onishi with the ball. He takes the shot here. Looks like he hit it almost straight at the goalkeeper, but with so much power that it almost sneaks through. But cleared away there. Again, a good signs for CFC. They have looked a little bit brighter in this second half. And ball goes out into touch for a corner kick. That's number 3 who came on for Newbeck. That is for Lane, Matthew Bouvain. And number 6 for Walsh is Landon Sloan. So Sloan slots into the holding midfielder position, and Bouvain takes Newbeck's spot on the left-hand side. Corner comes in, but dealt with by Anton. Ball comes back in from Dowd. Anton wins the ball. Castillo chips it over to Shirashi. Shirashi has time against Terry, but he's all alone. Support is coming in the middle. Shirashi opts to go left, and it's straight into the hands of goalkeeper Fajcek. But that's a couple saves now that CFC has forced the goalkeeper to make for Lane. Time now for Geronimo. CFC can mount another attack. Ball comes out to Castillo, who's been allowed to have a little bit more freedom than he was in the first half, finding himself in a good position once again. Errant pass from Onishi, thankfully into touch. And it looks like the referee's going to give a yellow card to number 8, Dowd, for a reckless challenge. I think that was the one that was late on Anton just a little bit ago. Referee doing the right thing and allowing play to continue. And at the same time, it looks like we're going to have a substitution here. It's going to be the local boy, Alexis Luna, number 33, who's going to come on for Geronimo and slot into the middle. Alexis Luna, a graduate of South Salem High School, will be attending Western Oregon University this fall. Grew up playing at CFC as a youth, and now getting another opportunity. He had a couple appearances early in the season, and this will be another one for him here. Ball well kept in. Gustafsson crosses the ball into Case, and Case with no pressure over the top. Again, a chance goes begging, and CFC Atletico just thankful to watch that go over the top of the crossbar because they're caught sleeping once again. Now Lane, again, an easy giveaway for CFC, and they have numbers. Anton gonna take the foul. That's a smart foul for him there. He knows exactly what he's doing. Slowing down the play, allowing for that to come, but he's gonna pick up, I think, a yellow card for that challenge. But again, just a game of mistakes here for CFC. Just another moment of getting caught sleeping there. Desher just thankful to anything, not able to do anything except for watch that ball sail over his crossbar there.
He did. And that octopus didn't.
But that comes at the tail end of several great CFC moments. That's been kind of the story of the season. A couple good moments, and then just a moment of being caught sleeping that results in a frustrating counterattack or loss or a goal for the opposition. Those things have a lot to do with your confidence. Oh my. Wow. What a free kick there. Takes advantage of the positioning of goalkeeper Desher. And it's a goal for Lane United that puts them up 3-0 now. Desher not able to get back to the end of that. Smart free kick there for Lane United. That was Rodriguez with the goal in the 61st minute. Again, I'd say the same exact thing. Frustrating moment for Atletico there. On the end of a couple great opportunities on the opposite side of the field. Goalkeeper in the wrong position there. Rodriguez takes advantage of it, and now CFC down 3-0 with just under half an hour to play.
Big Ben in the center back. I said we walk over there in like a minute. Like do a quick sprint and sprint over there and that's where
There's Terry who's able to intercept. It's got to be a foul there. And it is going to be a yellow card. You know, sometimes as a player, that's what you do when you're tired. You just don't want to defend anymore, and you're going to go ahead and take that yellow instead of getting back to defend. Well, frustrating to see CFC down 3-0 at home. Again, it's just been the home form that's really let them down. Castillo takes a long shot, and that's safely into the hands of Fajcek. plenty to be proud of. It's just been difficult to announce these home matches because it's been really their home form that, you know, has been so inconsistent, and unfortunately giving away as many goals and not being able to capitalize on our chances here at home. CFC, that's been the story of the season, and unfortunately that's where the club finds themselves in this final match. Magana's in trouble here. That's going to be a yellow, and I think that's his second yellow, and he's going to be done. So things just go from bad to worse as Magana is now ejected from the match for really an errant challenge. And that will be the end of Magana's season for CFC. As we see a substitution coming in now for Lane, it's going to be number 9, Owen Nelson, who enters for number 21, the captain, Tommy Case. Captain's armband changing hands in the process. And at the same time, it looks like 27 has come on. That's 27, Banyan Lion. Who's come on for the goal scorer Folks. Both like-for-like changes going into the same positions there. Change for CFC now with Abraham Villalobos coming on, number 4. He's going into that right defender position. Gutierrez switches to the left-hand side. Abraham Villalobos is another local player. Grew up playing at CFC and then actually played for the Timbers Academy for some time. Now playing at Western Oregon University. Another one who featured early in the season is getting to make another appearance here for the home side. Good run by Gutierrez. Ball out wide to Villalobos, who gets his first touch into the game to Onishi. But Gustafsson well dealt with there. Gustafsson has been pretty solid back there for Lane, covering when he needs to, getting into the right, sliding into those right positions, anticipating the danger. Pretty solid between the two center backs, but really forcing CFC to go around more than to be able to go straight through. It picks it up in a little gap, but it's cut out by Gutierrez. Gutierrez, though, with a costly giveaway. Here's Lane United with the opportunity to counter, and this, wow, Anton saves the day there. Sticks his leg out and able to cut things out. Castillo swings the ball wide. Villalobos now going forward, plays the ball to Onishi. Onishi, first touch cross, gets all the way across to Fumiya Shirashi, but that's over the top. Difficult to get that ball down, but another bright moment there for CFC. Villalobos, good work to get forward there. His run took him inside, which is a little bit different, and that allowed Onishi a little bit more space out on the wing to get that first time cross in. Getting close to 20 minutes left to play. CFC opting to basically play 4-4-1 now with Magana ejected, playing a man down here. Diego Castillo taking up the furthest, most forward position, but it's going to go out now for a corner kick. That's Leon who's taken the ball down and been able to get around and earn that corner for Lane United. Cross comes in over the heads of the CFC players and safely into the hands of Desher. Anton now for CFC. Terry able to take that down nicely, and now it's again Lane on the attack. Ball gets slipped in and it's a offsides flag that ends up saving the day for CFC this time. The Lane fans aren't too excited about that one. We have a yell from the stands of "I respectfully disagree," but I don't know if he had the same view of it as our linesman here. Oneshi able to get past his mark, and here's Castillo. Castillo, comes from originally from Mexico. He grew up in the Pachuca Academy until age 18 when he went to college, and now is transferring to FIU. But an interesting story. It's been interesting to get to know him this summer and kind of hear his experience of growing up, basically moving to Pachuca Academy at age 8. Has an older brother who plays for the club and plays also with the Mexican national team, but his pathway has landed him in a little bit different spot now, transitioning out of the academy setting and into the college, the American college soccer system. But fun to get to chat with him this summer, get to know him a little bit and his story. That's one of the most exciting things for me about being involved with this team year over year is just seeing the different players from all over the world, the different experiences, the different personalities. As we see a foul given for Lane, and on Lane. That's a yellow card for Leon, as Luna loses his shoe in the process. But one of the things I was saying was, it's one of the most exciting things, one of the most interesting things for me to see where all of these players come from, what their story is, how they're trying to make it into along that path to pro. Every player has a different pathway in a sense, and so you see a lot of different types of players with different backgrounds, different ways of getting into and finding themselves in Salem, Oregon. But the caliber of soccer that's been played here year after year is really something for the season, for the community to be proud of. And even this season, you look at some of the players who are on the field. Great pass there. Players from all over the world taking the field here as the referee allows the players a chance to get a drink, hydration break for the players. We're going to see some substitutions. It looks like both groups of fans just enjoying themselves and making the most of today, as 15 minutes remain in everything of both of these teams' seasons. Nothing necessarily to play for today, but pride, and unfortunately it looks like the result might be determined so far. You've got players on CFC squad from all over the world. In all reality, you've got Desher in goal from Paris. You've got several players from Mexico on the field. Anton from Spain. We've had 3 Japanese players with the squad this year. New Zealand, Brazil, and really the entire world has in some ways come to the doorsteps of Salem in terms of soccer. And it's been really quite a great privilege to be a part of it, to be a part of seeing that happen for CFC, for Salem, and an inspiration to the kids that are here. This year especially, you've had many of these players that are also taking time to go volunteer their time at places like the Boys and Girls Club, going by or going to some of the local elementary schools or middle schools and saying hello to the players and sharing a little bit of the story. We've also had several of these players that have been involved at CFC with the youth programming. I mentioned before Anton and Thomas Muller, who both coached a couple teams, and actually between the two of them coached 4 different teams for the club since they've been here in May. Several others of them have helped out with CFC's Junior Academy program, helped out with the Capital Cup, so really it's been great to see them get integrated with the soccer community here, get to know some of the kids and families here in Salem, and be a benefit to this place. I know for myself, thinking back to other games that have been played on this field at McCulloch Stadium, you look back to the Cascade Surge, and I remember growing up here in Salem the many times coming to watch a Cascade Surge soccer game and seeing players play, and as a young player to think, oh, I want to be like one of those kids or one of those players someday. I'd like to do that. That was a defining moment for myself, and I know that could be the same for many of the kids, both on the men's side and with USLW. We've been able to show some of the W League games as well.
Several of the W League players, actually 2 of them, Anushka Kordum and Millicent, are both in Namibia playing with the Namibian women's national team currently. Both have been involved with CFC as well, coaching players, and a great inspiration and opportunity for our players here in Salem to see and look up to positive role models in our community. A couple substitutions coming in during that last little period. Caleb Kiner stepping out for CFC to make way. Here's Luna playing the ball out to Onishi, who is offside. Well, as this USL2 season comes to a close for both sides on the field, you'll have to think that both clubs are looking to what could be for next season. Lane United, this has been their 10th anniversary, celebrating 10 years here, and they've been a very professional and constant presence in League Two, helping to lead the way to continue to give quality soccer to our Northwest Division. As here's Fumiya Shirashi, who slips the ball into Castillo. Castillo takes the shot, saved by Fajcek. Another good chance there for CFC, but not enough venom on the shot. Lane United, again, as I was saying, celebrating their 10th anniversary. Brothers Dave and John Gallus have been involved and been just great leaders in the Northwest. Shot cut out there. That's Edson took Kiner's spot for CFC, making, I believe, his first appearance of the year for the side. Sutton trying to slip in Gutierrez. Castillo with the late challenge, going to be whistled for a free kick here for Lane. Lane obviously disappointed with, you know, how their season ended, but they've played some good soccer this season, just haven't been able to finish their chances. And they've always been a great competitor, and I would expect them to continue to build on their successes year over year as they look for what could be for next year. I would say they have big ambitions with an announcement this season coming about potentially League One being an option for them to make the jump to in the future. It's also an ambition that Atletico has talked about, with an announcement coming about a potential for a soccer-specific stadium here in Salem. But the business of soccer is difficult and complicated. Shirashi, another moment of flair as the clock winds down on the season. He's been one of my favorite players to watch this season, just so good in 1v1 situations. Well done from Batelli to keep possession there. Batelli takes the shot himself. Unfortunately, it's straight to the goalkeeper. He said, why not? Looking forward to next season for Capital FC Atletico. This is Coach Wentworth's first year as coach in USL League Two, and we've had some conversations over the course of the last couple weeks about things he has learned or things he would do differently about next season, or things that were a little bit different than anticipated. The League Two season and schedule is something that's pretty unique in terms of how you build a team, what the soccer season looks like, the difficulties of building a team so quickly with players coming in and almost immediately having to play your first match. So no preseason, no opportunity to really build, and then in some ways a revolving door for players as they're often on different schedules. Here's Shirashi. Shirashi to Castillo. Castillo with a chance. Miscommunication between the two of them. Sees the ball go out of touch. Playoffs for the USL League 2 begin next weekend. Unfortunately, CFC won't be joining the playoffs this year for the first time since 2019. Playoffs have been announced for Northwest Division, that they'll be hosted up once again in Ballard. Last year, CFC played in Ballard, was the league winners, and was a great environment. Ballard's doing some great things up there with their fans, their stadium. And so it'll be Ballard in the number 1 seed and Ole Town taking the number 2 seed for the Northwest Division. They will face, I believe, Monterey Bay FC2 and the San Francisco Glens. CFC lost to the San Francisco Glens in last year's playoff. Outplayed them in a lot of ways, but unfortunately weren't able to finish things off last year to advance to the conference semifinals. Shot comes in from Lane, dealt with by Desher, and cleared long by Anton. That's Sloan on the ball now. Here's Dowd in a tussle with Gutierrez, and that is going to be a foul given for CFC. Just under 5 minutes now left in both of these teams' seasons. Here's Luna. Back to Sutton, out wide to Onishi. Good turn from Luna to escape the pressure. Long ball, that's a good ball. Finding the feet of Shirashi. Shirashi once again 1v1, can he get a shot off? Well dealt with there by Lane United. That's number 66, Hayden Gallus. A little shove there from Onishi results in a free kick given to Lane. Mutit tries the first time effort, but it's going to go wide. That's a difficult one to take. If you've been a fan of the USL League 2 and Atletico, if you've followed them this summer, just a reminder of kind of how the schedule works. All of these players are going to go now, or the majority of these players will end up playing in their college seasons. Most of them will pretty much immediately head to their universities. Good work from Gustafsson to keep that ball in play. As I was saying, these players will most of them will head almost immediately to start their fall university season. Ball slipped in here for Lane. Another chance for them, but Desher quickest to it. So you can follow along some of the personalities, some of the people who've been on the field. We'll try and highlight some of them as well through social media as they compete at their various universities. Again, from all over the place. Here's Brian Gutierrez, who will go to Sacramento State. Alexis Luna, who will join several from at Western Oregon University D2 program. after the university season concludes in November, things start getting heated up for preparations for the next USL season for 2024. Scheduling, team building, all of those kind of things. Usually scheduling is happening in January, February for the year, being able to be announced in February. With games, this is again a short season. Players will play their spring season with their university, then report back after school finishes up, with games starting first couple weeks of May. And it's a short season for the USL2, with games beginning in May and finishing in mid-July like they have this year. Oh, caught out now. Here's another opportunity for Lane. And that is the fourth. That's Rodriguez who puts it away at the death. And I think that has concluded our match. Referee has blown the game dead at 90 minutes. And it's Rodriguez who knocks in that last goal to put Lane United up 4-0. Same goal difference as the last time that CFC faced Lane here at home. So 4 goals for Lane United as both of these sides conclude their summers in the USL League 2. Recap of the match. It was a pretty even first half of play up until the last little bit, when Lane United was able to go up 2-0 in the last 5 minutes of the first half with goals from Folks. Both goals, one in the 41st minute, the other in the 45th minute, saw CFC down 2-0 entering into that second half. After that, let's take a look here at the replays of this half. There's a chance for CFC. Here's the opportunity that comes in. This is the first half here. That's the save from Descher. Big save from Descher once again in the first half. And then here's this goal, not dealt with by Gutierrez. Folks able to stand up and slot that in. That saw CFC down 1-0. And then it was the return pass from Case to Folks, who went into 2-0. Saw CFC down 2-0 into the first half. A quick start from CFC in the second half. And here's a chance from Case early in the second half as it was still 2-0. CFC had a couple moments of opportunities there, but it was Rodriguez who saw Descher cheating on that far post, who put the game out of reach. And after that, it was a red card on Magana, second yellow, that really tipped the scales and put this game to bed. 3-0 until that last-minute goal from Rodriguez that saw the home side go down 4-0 is the final result from Salem, Oregon. And an unfortunate result to really a mixed season for CFC. They will finish the season in 4th place on points, 4th out of 6. Had an opportunity as of Wednesday when we were here to finish in 2nd place, but it was close matchup heading into that final play. But it was really, again, their home form that led them down this season. 1 win in 6 home matches for CFC. On today's game, Lane United able to make up for some of the goals they weren't able to score this year. Again, they started off real strong with 11 goals in the first 3 minutes. Not in the first 3 games, 11 goals, and really not very much from them in terms of goal production for that last time. This is their first win since June 2nd here to finish their season. So, unfortunate result for the home side, but an entertaining game nonetheless. Thank you for joining us. I want to say once again, thanks to CC Media. Thanks to all of our sponsors, Tradition Real Estate, Slab, St. Anne Brewing, Power Auto Group, and the many, many people who have helped make this season a success and a reality. And thank you again for everything. We'll be back next year for our USL League 2 season in 2024. We're grateful for all of you for watching, and thanks once again to CC Media for their coverage today. We'll see you later.